Hi there, welcome to the Pure Energy Healing Academy and Bajerski.com. Thanks for subscribing to me. It's been wonderful these past few weeks of how many people have been sending me messages of kindness and how they feel as if the videos really made sense, and some of you of course said it didn't make sense, but they're trying to understand different ways of thinking and trying to open their mind to the possibilities that there is more to life than eating, drinking, sleeping, than working. Today's subject is an interesting one because it's based on the concept of our belief system from being a young child growing up. What is abundance? 11 years ago, before I started this journey, if you would have asked me that very question, I would have said it was gold. It was a big house. It was the fancy car. It was the holiday home. Traveling the world. Success, power, and now, 11 years on from the moment I woke up and realised that there were more to life than what I thought. It was an amazing journey. It was an amazing awakening. How could I possibly have not seen all the things that I see now? And this is one thing that we always have to be careful of when we speak to others about the awakening. We cannot force, we cannot push, we cannot tell them what is right and wrong. Who says we're right? Who says I'm right? All I can tell you is that for the point when I was 38 years old and before, I'd done nothing but chase my tail. Of course I had a heart and I felt and I did what I could, but I never really truly understood what life was about. It had no real meaning apart from paying the mortgage, getting up in the morning and going to work till 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night, and if I was lucky, going on holiday for 2 weeks. But even when I was on holiday, after the 12th day, that was the time that I just nearly found a little bit of peace and of not worrying about all that I was going back to. And I look back now and see all of that and see from the moment I opened my eyes to how life has changed. Do I see abundance as any of those things? No. But Mark, you have a website and you work all day and you have clients coming to you and you do these courses and you're working here and you're going to Bali and you're doing this. Surely you're abundance. You have lots of money. No, that's not how it works. You see, the true path of life is first of all finding something that you know in your heart that you want to do, meaning that you want to wake up in the morning and just feel happy about life. That is ultimately the first step towards enlightenment and abundance. So like me, did I ever think about money in the spiritual world? Never. What I thought about is, can I actually heal myself from my past pain and suffering, all the things that I did wrong? Was I able to look in my mirror and be a better person? And from those few thoughts and feelings that I had daily led me on to a path of inner power, to take back my life and not blame or be blamed. I started to see life in a different way. My eyes started seeing things that I never saw before. I started feeling things that I could never imagine I could have felt in the whole of a lifetime. And through those moments, I started realizing who I was. And I think it was at that point I realized then and there that all the time I was pushing away the very essence of who I was because I didn't feel worthy enough, or all the things that were in me, which were the gifts that I hold, weren't of any value, was the day I realized that they were. And I said, enough looking, enough searching, enough running away. Start to listen. That's what I did. And that's when it all started. So from there, synchronicity takes over. Or should I say the Spirit's helping hand, your family, because they already know you're on this journey. They already knew this years ago. This was already arranged. So, it all began with the acceptance of my life and what would happen from then on. So I stopped fearing, I stopped worrying about things, I stopped worrying about people thinking and saying things about me, I stopped focusing on negative things, and I focused on myself, and I focused on my journey and what felt right to me, and I followed the simple footsteps of my happiness. So if something didn't feel right, I would send it away with love, not rejection, but just turn away and continue along the journey till I meet the right people who are brought into my life. Thus, I started reading people's futures. 2 years I did it. Never once charging a single penny because it didn't feel right. I wanted to give, and I was lucky enough to be able to do that for 2 years because my wife had her business and I had a little business here in the mountains selling little bits and pieces. But every day as I lift the shutters up, there would be a queue of people waiting to have a reading or a little healing. So I gave that with my heart, and the more I did that, the more it became evident that people were loving it, and I loved it. So then the day came when I said, do you know what? I think I'm going to have to close this shop and focus more on what I'm really loving doing. And my wife was very glad of that. And at that point I realized, now I'm going to have to start to think about the universal exchange of being paid, not for my gift, but for my time. And people were overjoyed. They were happy to pay. In fact, they were more happy that I would start to charge now, because they always felt bad that they received something so beautiful and couldn't give me anything because I didn't want anything. I rejected it. And thus, the more I followed my path and my journey, everything came together. And then abundance started flowing, and more and more. And then you realize, actually, my dear friends, it was never about money. It was never about abundance. It was about doing what felt right. And I found my path. And therefore, when you find your path, you never work another day in your life. And you are always rewarded. There's always a reward for being true to yourself and doing something that is good for mankind. So what do I believe abundance is? I believe it's your path of happiness. So if you wake up in the morning and you feel overjoyed, then you've found your abundance. And if not, then follow these few simple steps. Have the courage to stand up one day and say, you know what? I'm going to find my abundance. I'm going to find my path and who I am. Have a lovely day, everybody. I hope you enjoyed these little clips that I share with you of my life journey. And I hope that one day you wake up with the biggest smile on your face, and you don't know why, knowing that you're going to do something that day that makes you happy, inside and out. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for subscribing to Bajerski.com. It's always a joy to have you around. Have a lovely day.